2010 marks a really exciting year for Anglicare. It's 50 years since we've been operating recycled clothing shops. Currently we've got 17 retail stores across the Sydney diocese, all the way from Bomaderry in the south to Katoomba in the mountains, Hornsby in the north, and now recently Maroubra in the east. The funds which are generated through our shops are used to support the programs and services of Anglicare also. Over the past few years, the shops have gone through quite a change, and our strategy is very much to work with the local parishes and the local Anglicare services. We have over 500,000 customers who pass through our shops in a year. Most of those people wouldn't normally step foot into a church. So when you look at it from a ministry perspective, there's a great opportunity for churches, as they become more linked with our shops, to connect with the local community.
The stores have really grown in themselves. They're like little communities of their own, and the managers, they're a fantastic bunch of managers. I couldn't ask to work with them, any better people. And they create an atmosphere in their stores that the volunteers and people from the Work for the Dole programs, they all feel very welcome and valued in the shops. And the community that they have within their stores, it's very varied in the cultures, which even adds more to the whole mix of what we present in our stores to the community, local communities. And it's just amazing the way that people feel when they come into the stores. It's actually more of an experience than a shopping trip.
I've really loved my job from the first day that I started with Anglicare, and it's just grown and grown. I feel like I'm a bigger part of the community too now, and it's so rewarding. My youngest volunteer is 16. My eldest, who's away on holidays at the moment, Richard McNeil, is 91. They're more than volunteers. We are actually, we call ourselves family.
I've been involved with Nova for 4.5 years. It just happened one day that the job coach Karen came in and spoke to me about the possibility of sending some of the trainees over just to get a little bit of work experience and build up their confidence and try to place them in the workforce. So it didn't take too much for me to say yes, we'll give them a go. And I think I started off with 4 in 1 year, and it's progressed now till I have 9. I've seen about 14 of them go into full-time employment. One of them is at head office in Parramatta, and he's doing extremely well where he has progressed as a full-time employee, and a very valued one at that.
Our main source of clothing comes from donations which people generously put through our 220 clothing bins, and these are located on 170 Anglican parishes across the Sydney diocese, and all of these go to Summerhill where they're sorted and collected and distributed from there.
Some bins we collect once a week, some bins we collect twice a week, some bins we do 3 times a week, and in January we do some 4 mainly. It's very difficult to get 5 days a week. In the morning, the day shift drivers, there's 3 of those drivers at the moment. They'll load up for shop deliveries, pickups from our Helping Hands groups, and just normal pickups from people that want to donate. And the sorters, at this time of the year, we're sorting just about everything that we get on the day. But as we get closer to Christmas in January, we get more than we can sort, so we have to store it, and that's always a challenge here. It's a very small factory. We're looking at between 30 and 40% of waste, which costs us around about $60,000 to $70,000 a year. People might think that the clothing is suitable, but we're looking after people. They live in our society, so they want to look good too. So the clothing that we send to our shops is fairly high quality. The staff here are all, especially the sorters, are all long-term employees of Anglicare and very loyal. If you added up all their years of service, it would be over 150 years between 7 people. If you ask them, Anglicare has been responsible for supporting them in bringing up their families in Australia. Now we're getting Christian staff, which is changing, but at the moment we still have non-Christians working for us, and we just pray weekly that they'll come to know Christ.
Our whole thing in Parish Partnerships, our whole desire is building church capacity for mission. So we want to help the local church do local mission. That's the main aim of Parish Partnerships. And the first day on this job, I went to the shop opening at Rose Meadow, and I thought, wow, what a fantastic thing to do, to see that in the local church someone is hired to manage the Anglicare shop, and there's a direct connection, a triangulation between the community, the shop and the church.
The fact that Steph is part of the congregation was really helpful, because we've got a good relationship going and we can understand each other and we work well together. So that, I think, has been key to the whole development of the ministry. If we didn't have that close relationship, I don't think we'd be anywhere near as long the road as we currently are. And people in the congregation know Steph and they support her and pray for her, and it's great to have her report from time to time on how the ministry of Anglicare is going. So it feels very much part of the ministry of St Hilda's.
We advertise a lot of the events that would happen up at the church, such as play groups or kids groups or youth groups, and we have what's called Cafe Manor. That's a church event that we've had people from the shop go along to.
I then heard that Dave O'Mara out of Sadleigh, he had a shop as well. He'd been using the shop in the local shopping centre to run seminars out of. So I went to a depression seminar that he'd run, and then he did Easter service, and so there was a natural connection. It was good for people to come in and hear about Jesus and hear about other topics as well of relevance. And it didn't have the obstacle of walking into a local church, which some people have. They just have this fear of walking in. So it seemed like neutral ground to kind of discuss the things of Jesus and other things as well, that they may not just come into a church building to do.
We've opened the new Maroubra store in the last week, and it's just been absolutely amazing. The feedback from the customers and the relationships that are already growing with the staff and the community is amazing. They're very happy about the fact that the shop looks fantastic, that they don't feel like it's an op shop. It's actually quite amazing the amount of people that have asked me, is this stuff new or second hand? And I mean, if they've got to ask, then we're doing a great job out there, because they actually feel like they're not sure what the shop is. And it's, once it gives us an opportunity to talk to them and tell them about Anglicare as well and what we actually do in the community, because a lot of the people in Maroubra have never seen an Anglicare facility. Those that might go to Bondi to the community care, but not everybody needs community care. So it's really great to have that Anglicare face in Maroubra, and be able to link with the local churches is just an amazing partnership. Yeah, and it's really, really exciting, and as I said, the feedback is just amazing.
The Maroubra Junction is a real nodal point for transport and services the entire peninsula from Maroubra down to La Perouse, also Pagewood to the west, South Coogee to the north. And that area encompasses not only many thousands of people, but quite a number of housing estates, and there's a real need. Maroubra Junction in the day is very different to Maroubra Junction in the night, and if we invest in a shop, why invest just in the day? Why not in the night too? But if that's the case, what would it need to look like in the day, and what would it need to look like in the night? What kind of ministries could it house? So as I said before, I think it gives us increased access to housing commission communities, which are large around here, and which, as a group of churches in our area, maybe with one exception, we've done relatively small work. And I think we haven't set our heart there yet. And now it really challenges us to do that, I think.
This is a fantastic opportunity for us to, I don't think it's been fully explored, I think there's huge potential, but just to see the local community making contact with Christians knowing that we love them, we care for them, and I think this is a huge opportunity. We've already seen some success of people literally making the transition from coming into a shop and into the local church.